Hello everyone. So today we begin with linear programming problem. So linear programming problem has three aspects. First is a objective function, second is a constraint, and third is a non-negative restriction. So let's see, find the value of x1, x2, x3 up to xn which maximize or minimize the objective function. Objective function means in term of z it is given z is equal to c1 x1 plus c2 x2 plus c3 x3 up to cn xn where c1, c2, c3 are constant. Subject to the restriction means equation is given in a less than equal to type, maybe it is greater than equal to type, sometime it is given in equal to type function. Okay, so a11 x1, a12 x2, a13 x3 and which is less than equal to b1. Okay, a11, a12, a13, a14 all are constant. Similarly, next equation a21 x1, a22 x2, a23 x3 and this is again less than equal to b2 and so many equations are given. So every equation have a less than equal to type, some equation have a greater equal to type. So middle part of this LPP is a known as a restriction part. Okay, which satisfy the non-negative restriction means variable, basic variable should be greater than equal to 0. Non-negative greater than and equal to 0. So x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 should be greater than equal to 0. So now check type of solution. First is a basic solution. Any set of value x1, x2, x3 up to xn which satisfy the constraint that is known as a basic solution. Okay, suppose x1 x2 has a three value like 1 minus 1 1 0 and 1 2. So if this all values satisfy our constraint, so we can say these values are basic solution of the given equation. Basic feasible solution, any solution which satisfy the non-negative restriction. Okay, so what is a non-negative restriction? Non-negative restriction means x1 x2 should be greater equal to 0. So in this case, in these three values we have only two values which is non-negative. First is a 1 0 and another is a 1 and 2. So 1 minus 1 is not basic feasible solution, only two values 1 0 and 1 2 will be basic feasible solution. Basic feasible solution, there is a two categories. First is a degenerate basic feasible solution and a non-degenerate basic feasible solution. So degenerate means if basic feasible solution obtain one and more value of basic variable r0. If one and more value of basic variable are 0. In this example we have one pair that is 1 0. So this is known as a degenerate basic feasible solution. Non-degenerate if basic feasible solution obtained all basic variable are non-zero. So 1 2 will be our non-degenerate basic feasible solution. Optimal solution or optimal feasible solution. Optimal feasible solution are solution which maximize or minimize our objective function. So among these three pair of value which maximize our function or minimize our function known as a optimal feasible solution. Let's check with the example. Maximum z which is equal to x1 plus 3x2 plus 3x3. This is objective function. Subject to the restriction x1 plus 2x2 plus 3x3 which is equal to 4. 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 5x3 is equal to 7. Non-negative restriction x1, x2, x3 all are greater equal to 0. Okay, so in a first case I assume that my x3 is a non-basic variable, means x3 is equal to 0. So my basic variable will be x1 and x2. Equation and value with of basic variable. So what you have to do, x3 is equal to 0. So my equation will be x1 plus 2x2 which is equal to 4. 2x1 plus 3x2 which is equal to 7. And solution of this equation is x1 is equal to 2, x2 is equal to 1. So first question is the solution is feasible? Yes, it is feasible because both value of x1 x2 are greater equal to 0, means it satisfy non-negative restriction. Is the value is a degenerate? No, it is not degenerate because both value are greater than 0. It is not equal to 0, so it is not degenerate value. Value of z, so how can we find value of z? We have to put that x1 x2 an x3 value in a given equation. So x1 is equal to 2, 2 plus 3, that is 5. So value of z is equal to 5. Is the solution is optimal? So solution is optimal we can say after checking all the value. So next we will check x2 is equal to 0. Next pair we will check x2 is equal to 0. We will put x1 and x3 value, and again x1 x3 value is 1 1. Is solution is feasible? Yes, it is feasible. Is solution is degenerate? No, because both values are uh, greater than 0. Value of z is equal to 4. In the last section, x1 is equal to 0, x3z and x2 will be there. So x3 is equal to minus 1 and x2 is equal to 2. Is the solution is feasible? No. Why no? Because we have to find value which is greater equal to 0, and here we have a x3 value which is less than 0. You can see x3 is a minus 1, so solution is not feasible, not degenerate. Value of z we not need to find that value because it is not satisfy our non-negative restriction. So among these two value, first and second, first we have a value is equal to 5, second we have a value is equal to 4. So first one will give maximum value, so we can say that solution is optimal and solution is not optimal. So we can check this value uh, after putting x1 x2 x3 value in a given equation z. Optimal function. Standard form of linear programming problem. So let's see, first given function it is left hand side and how we convert into standard form is right hand side. Okay, maximize z is equal to some equation is given in some c1 x1 c2 x2 c3 x3, where c1 c2 c3 are some constants subject to the restriction. Suppose it is given in less than equal to type equation. So subject to the constraint is a11 x1, a12 x2, a13 x3 kind of this, and equation is less than equal to type, and which satisfy the non-negative restriction. All variable value x2, x1, x3, x4, x5 are positive. How we convert into standard form? So first of all we have to convert our restriction part into equal to part. Let us see here. So we introduce our slack variable. It is known as a slack variable. We introduce this plus s1 we will write in this part, and which is equal to b1. Why? Because it is less than equal to function, so we introduce our slack variable. Okay, in the next equation we use another variable like s2. If you have so many equation, you can use s1 s2 s3 s4 up to sn if equation is a less than equal to type. Whatever you introduce a slack variable, you have to write as in a objective function also with zero coefficient. So here I am writing 0 s1 0 s2 and 0 s3 if it is 3 equation is there, which satisfy the non-negative restriction. So x1 x2 x3 x4 x5 are positive, but I am saying my slack variable are also positive value. So what is the actual definition of slack variable and surplus variable? If a constant of LPP are less than equal to type, then we can add a new non-negative variable, so the constraint can be expressed as equality. You can see here 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 4x3 which is less than equal to 4. So we introduce as s1 in a left hand side, so it will become 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 4x3 s1 which is equal to 4. What is a surplus variable? If constant of LPP is greater than equal to type, so we can subtract a new non-negative variable, so constraint can be expressed as equality. Same equation, but here it is a greater than equal to 4, so we subtract variable s1. Okay, so this is slack variable, surplus variable. Sometimes people say it is a slack variable with negative sign, that is okay, but we have to add when it is less than equal to time, we have to subtract when it is greater than equal to type. Okay, characteristic of a standard form. Okay, all the constraint are expressed in the form of equation. In the form of equation means if it is less than, if it is greater than, we have to add, subtract by using slack or surplus variable, but we have to convert into equality type, so in the form of equation. Okay, the right hand side of all constraint are non-negative. Okay, so whatever your right hand side of equation, if it is a positive, so then it is okay, but if it is negative, so you have to multiply it with -1. Okay, throughout the equation to become your right hand side, b1 b2 b3 should be positive. Objective function of maximum type. Okay, in a standard form we always write our objective function in a maximum type. Okay, all decision variable means x1 x2 x3 or s1 s2 s3, or you can add some variable, subtract variable. All decision variable are non-negative, means in the part of subject to the restriction we write all variable are positive type. So let's see one example, we can understand more precise. First, maximize z, which is equal to 3x1 plus 5x2, already function in given into maximum type, so no need to convert into that. Subject to first equation is less than equal to type, second equation is a greater than equal to type. Okay, so what we can do, we can add variable in this part. So 3x1 plus 2x2, in a standard format it will become 3x1 plus 2s2 plus s1, which is equal to 15. 2x1 plus 5x2, which is greater than equal to 12, so we subtract variable here and will become equal to type, and x1 x2 is a greater than 0, so here I am writing x1 x2 and introducing new variable, that is s1 s2 are also greater than equal to type. So let's check the next example. Convert LPP into standard form. Now you can see this objective function is a minimum type. Subject to the restriction, one is a less than equal to type function, another is a greater than equal to type, and non-negative restriction, both are equal to 0. Okay, so first of all we convert this minimum function into maximum function. How can we convert? We have to multiply it with -1. Okay, so -1, so it will become maximum, so minus z, which is equal to right hand side also will be negative, so minus of 3x1 minus of 5x2, and this new function we assign as a z dash. Okay, restriction condition 3x1 plus 2x2, which is less than equal to 15. So what we did here, we introduce our slack variable plus s1, which is equal to 15. Okay, and the next equation, which is greater than equal to type, so we subtract a variable over here and it will become equal to type function. Okay, and the all variable x1 x2 s1 s2 s2 are greater equal to 0. All variable are greater equal to 0. So now let's check example number 3. Maximize z is equal to, here we have a 3 variable x1 x2 x3. Subject to the restriction, one is a less than equal to type, another is a greater than equal to type, and third one is a less than equal to type. But the main difference in a non-negative restriction, because here it is given x1 and x2 are greater equal to 0, but x3 is unrestricted. Okay, so x3 may be negative value. So what we have to do, we have to convert our x3 as x3 dash minus x3 double dash. Okay, so let us take a numeric example. If I have x3 value is -3, so how can I convert into positive value? So I can write this -3 value as 4 minus 7. Okay, 4 minus 7, ultimately it is -3. Okay, but what I am saying ki x3 dash, that is 4, and x3 double dash, that is 7, both are positive value. Okay, so my x3 value is unrestricted, but I convert my x3 value into x3 dash minus x3 double dash. So let's check this. So 3x1 standard form, 3x1 plus 4x2 minus 2, and at the point of x3 we write x3 dash minus x3 double dash. First constraint is a less than equal to type, so we introduce variable as s1. Second is a greater than equal to type, so we subtract one variable over here. Third is again less than equal to type, so we add a variable over here, and at the end we are saying that all values x1 x2 x3, x3 double dash, x3 dash, s1, s2, s3 all are positive. Okay, x3 is unrestricted, other all well variable which we introduce here, that is positive value. So I hope you understand the standard form of LPP and definition of LPP. I hope you like the video. Thank you so much.